Yeah.
Camera's happy. Thanks, Scott.
Joe, to start with, getting that first one under the belt, what sort of pleased you most about just sort of coming away with a win in that performance?
Just that we stuck at it. I felt we started the game quite well. Built that early 10-point lead. Kel's got into nice space off a line-out play. We put some pressure on them with some nice close carry stuff to get the try, and on the back of pressure kicked a couple of goals. So I felt the first 20 minutes we'd kind of built a little bit of separation on the scoreboard, but they worked their way back in on the back of a line-out penalty, and then another line-out penalty, and in the end a yellow card and penalty try. So once they got that momentum, I think they just felt a bit more confident.
Just because that confidence when they're 2 points in it, to have a guy like Conrad all of a sudden step up, turn a game with that individual try, how special is it to have a sort of a player of that quality at the back there and just turns something sort of nothing into something?
Yeah, Tom did a great job. I felt that we got guys back with width as well, which just stretched their defence, and it was something that we'd seen, even last 2 weeks ago against South Africans, with the South Africans going through a similar sort of space, and so it was nice to see that come to fruition, and no better man than Righty to put the hammer down and get away, and it was really slippery out there. The players were saying, so I think. He started to weave, and I think he just decided to just stay on his feet. And I think the cover defender coming across, it was hard for him, as he just went zooming past.
So on the defensive side, only the penalty try, I think that last 10-15 minutes, what do you think sort of works defensively that was able to just sort of shut them out and get those key turnovers that sort of halted the momentum at the start of the game?
Yeah, Laurie's doing a great job with the defence, and he's getting the players to own their space and connect really well, and then own their efforts as well. And there was some really good effort. I felt guys like Jeremy Williams and Fraser McWright, there was some real effort in the middle of the field to keep connecting with the edges, and then in the end, I think Kel's put them into touch one time. Another time we counter-rucked and got through them, and forced a couple of other either lost balls or turnovers. I thought Noah's turnover post the line break was pretty special as well after Wainwright got through. So there was some nice defensive highlights, and there was some work-ons as well, I think.
So in terms of work-ons, how do you reflect on the discipline in terms of penalties conceded? Is that something you're really going to target in terms of discipline, or were you relatively happy actually overall?
I'm not sure I'm ever happy, especially not when we concede 3 penalties in a row and that becomes a penalty try and a yellow card. So, that was probably the disappointing part. There was a couple of times I felt our tackle quality was really good, and we got hands on the ball. One that Liam got, where he cups under the ball, and the referee was really good. He was consistent, so I'm not having a shot, but I just felt the efforts were good, and the margins were fine, and they just didn't quite get the margins a couple of times with some of that defensive discipline, particularly. On the other side of the ball, we missed a couple of actions that we should have done better. I felt that Hunter Posami was pretty unlucky with his. He kind of trips over Noah, who's on the ground with the ball, and I think Tane Plumtree kind of bounces back a little bit. But I thought it was well handled by the referee with the penalty that Wales got.
It's obviously it's been a while since you're in a head coaching role. You've done obviously a lot of assistant coaching as well. Have you missed it, or is it good to be back?
No, I haven't really missed it. It's stressful there today, for example, and I do think I would be pretty candid about. I just like working with motivated people and in the kind of fishbowl that you're in, and I think trying to manage. Well, our staff, a lot of them I only met last week, so it's been everything's been new, and even we went through the team warm up yesterday at the captain's run and didn't do a great job of it. And funnily enough, we didn't do a great job of it today either. But they're the sort of things that take a bit of rhythm and take a bit of ironing out. And guys like Liam and the other leaders, they help guide and direct what happens on the back of that.
Joe, just second win in Sydney since 2015 for the Wallabies. What can a win do like that for the morale, for the confidence, and how important is that when you're starting off a new era?
Yeah, a win is really important, and it always is, because that's what you get judged on externally. But internally, I think just some of the moments that we did really well to earn the win, that's what will be the focus for us this week, building into Melbourne. We have a few things that we've been working on that are maybe a little bit different from how teams have played in Super Rugby. And so the adjustment time for that to become second nature is inevitably going to take time. So, hopefully it can take till Tuesday and we can be really good at it. I'm not sure. It will develop over these next 2 weeks, hopefully, and we know how tough the Rugby Championship is. So we'll leave that at the moment because we'll just focus on what's in front of us.
Liam, same question for you, mate. How important is a win like that for the psyche of the team? I know you weren't there last year, but just seeing smiles on the faces and a happy crowd, after all the uncertainty of the last wee while.
Yeah, it's great. It just reinforces what we're trying to work on. As Joe said, we're a relatively new squad, so we've come together. We've tried to build a lot of connection, and I think that reinforces the good things. There's obviously a lot to learn from it, and there's learnings we're going to have to take on pretty quickly, hopefully by next Tuesday, like Joe's saying. But look, it's a lot of reward for hard work. Not only the last couple of weeks, but the guys getting themselves to this point. It's also great for guys. 7 guys on debut tonight to be able to celebrate with that with their families, and the preparation work that the guys who didn't get to play tonight did this week. It just makes it a bit better going into next week and reinforces that the hard work we're putting in can pay off, and we're just going to have to roll up the sleeves and go again.
And Liam, your first test start and then captain must feel pretty bloody good.
Yeah, it was a really special week. I worked pretty hard to get myself back into this squad, and to be able to see a decent enough performance from us and see some good things that we can grow on and some learnings, and it was just really nice being out there. It was a great atmosphere tonight. I think the crowd was excellent, and the boys responded in kind towards that end, especially. I think some really gritty defence and stuff like that. So it was really special to be a part of.
Joe, you got a bit of pay from the set piece, a couple of line-out steals. The scrum was very dominant in the first half as well. Was it always the plan to use Nella, just get 40 minutes of the best out of him and pull him at half time?
Yeah, it was kind of a job share, Nella and Alan Alalatoa, because he's a really important player for us as well. So that job share worked really well, and I thought Nella, his efforts off the ball and around the field were good as well in that first half. So it's nice to have that balance that we can have. I think another part of it was that Taniela with slips, and then we had a young Isaac Kailea, just having Alan with his experience, and Billy Pollard between them as well, where Alan plays his Super Rugby with them. We just felt that those combinations would probably work okay for us. We didn't get the same scrum dominance in the second half, but the scrum was solid.
Joe, I think at the end of the game there, almost half your squad is sort of on debut, or at least with one cap. What does it say about the temperament of this next generation of Wallabies coming through, that they're able to step up to the pressure and not only handle it, but thrive and sort of secure this win?
Yeah, I think it still is on the shoulders of the experienced guys. You know, Tom Wright getting into that space, but then right on the back of that, when that's a 7-point differential, you're desperately keen to get those other two. Tom Liner steps up 10 metres in from touch on the right-hand side and knocks over that conversion. So, you know, I thought that was the tag team that worked quite well quite often, where, you know, we had a youthful or inexperienced player alongside an experienced player, and it worked well. You know, Tate linking with Tom, that combination, they know each other well. I felt we probably slowed ourselves down a bit in that last 20 minutes and got, you know, I understand why, but we got a little bit conservative and probably played not to lose rather than played to win. And again, it's not a criticism of the players because they did it very well and they closed out the game. But I just think when you play Wales next week and they look at that, they might get a bit of confidence from how much ball they had to carry at us in that last 20 minutes. And they'll back themselves to do better with it.
Wales were adamant that the disallowed try, that rolling ball try, that they got that right. How did you see it?
Yeah, it's a really clear... that the law says that whoever rips the ball has to be connected to the jumper, and there's clear air there. So, I mean, there are 4 match officials who made that decision, not me. So I'll just leave it with the match officials. But it looked pretty unequivocal in their mind, and so those are decisions that we don't have any control over. You know, Jake Gordon goes very close to the line, and the guy trying to clean him out is Rob Valentini, and he just gets tackled off the ball. And sometimes those things happen, and you just gotta get on and play the game. So, you know, I've had some experiences last year where you felt that you didn't get a lot of the rub of the green and even outside the rules, but you just got to wear that and get on with the game.
Joe, how long did it take to learn Advanced Australia Fair?
I've known it for a long time. I'm a kid who's watched it often enough, and even the fear when some of those big players played was probably more FEAR than FAIR because they certainly had a game, you know, and we'd love to bring the game back to something like that where our opponents are worried about us and they have to do some homework because we create opportunities. And I did think that we created a few tonight that we didn't get a lot of pay out the back of, but as Liam said, there's a real sleeves rolled up mentality in the group, and I'm really enjoying that. The players they know, and Liam mentioned the crowd tonight. They were super, and we'd love to have lots of gold and Amy and have the same sort of support, but we know we have to earn that week to week, and the players are really committed to doing that.
Joe, how is
Last one, thanks, Phil.
how is blood pressure whenever Noah went for that crossfield kick? Was that something you encouraged that you've got to go for it, or would you like to see those basics a bit more?
Yeah, it would have been great if we'd scored. Kel's, it was on his fingertips. If it was perfect, I'd be delighted. Yeah, my blood pressure was okay. I think I just love the endeavour, and if players see space and play to it, you know, there's always a context, and we'll look back at that with Noah and the backs and mix it up with the team and how well we were going there, and maybe we were very close anyway, and we'd already got that try through Taniela in the first half through some really good physical work from the forwards rolling the sleeves up. So yeah, it wasn't far away though, you know. So you know, if he'd kicked it perfectly, I don't think we'd be discussing it. Well, we probably would discuss it and say, wow, what a great option, you know. And that's the fine margins in the game, isn't it? If you get an option, you take it and you execute it right. You know, was the space there? Absolutely. Andrew Callaway scores if the kick is spot on, you know, and it wasn't far off.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Tom.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'll pop back in 2 seconds.
Cheers, Liam. Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers, Joe. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.